we are on fire tonight. I am really excited for tonight's battle. We are bringing in to this Clash of Classes. Hello and welcome, heroes, to Clash of Classes. I am your correspondent, Total Dumas. I am joined here by our referee. And I am super excited to get it on. Our battle is going to be an interesting one. I would say that the Cleric and the Paladin are certainly two sides of a coin, different two sides of the same coin.
You can say it's divine.
Oh, God damn it, Ian. Motherfucker. Looks like Brandon in trouble getting in here.
It looks like I managed to fix the walls quickly, so I don't know how I did that. Awesome. I did.
All right. So, thank you for joining us today. If you're ready for some D&D PvP, I know I am. I've been waiting for this match. I have to say, I'm honestly pulling for the. I think the Cleric's going to pull the lead. Ian, do you have any kind of idea? What are your kind of? What do you think's going to go down in this battle here?
Well,
who do you think's going to win? What's your prediction?
It really can go either way, like I always say, because the Cleric already has more spells, but we've definitely seen in the previous seasons, Paladins can hit like a truck.
Ooh, that's definitely true. They can smite baby all night long.
Double kill.
Well, they do run out of gas pretty quick, I guess. It's like that guy driving the big giant Hummer. They rev their engine, vroom, vroom, empty. So, how about we go ahead and why don't you tell us a little bit about the map we're going to be battling on today?
Be happy to. We are playing in some ruins, and as many people have noticed already, there's some glowing portions. They serve multiple uses. What I will say, though, at the very least, is that if the players step in the middle of each one, they actually double as teleportation platforms.
The specific orb area, or just getting close to it?
The specific orb area.
Okay.
Which platform they end up on we'll find out.
That's awesome. I'm super excited for this. Welcome, Brandon. Glad to see you're able to join us.
And if they use the teleportation, it disables that platform temporarily. That's one of the uses I'm going to mention. I'm not going to mention the others.
That's interesting. I like that. I'm really excited. All right, Brandon, welcome in, DM Gray. What are your predictions? You thinking the Cleric's going to pull out front, or the Paladin?
Ooh, I don't know. It's not a war cleric, is it?
No, it is a forge domain cleric, if I'm not mistaken.
Tanky.
I'm going for Paladin.
Going for Paladin? All right. Well, how about we go ahead and introduce our contenders tonight? I'm super excited. Let us start with the legendary. Actually, I don't know which player's which. So how about we bring in our contender, our Oath of the Ancients Paladin, Montana. Montana, you're up. Welcome to the arena.
Christian?
Okay. We will go ahead with Virtue. Welcome, Virtue. I see at the top of your head. Is that just his helmet?
It might just be his helmet. Oh, there it is.
Oh, Virtue, our Forge Domain Cleric.
Thy transgressions of thy wicked saith unto my heart that there is no fear of God before thine eyes, for you flattereth yourself behind your own eyes. It is unto your iniquity be found to be hateful thy words of thy mouth, and inequity and deceit. You hath left off to be wise and to do good. You deviseth mischief upon thy bed. You setteth upon thyself in a way that is not good, and abhorreth not evil. I, Virtue, shall lie thy hammer down and smite thee, Paladin, beyond all light, so your transgressions shall be no more.
Can I take that back? Can I go for the cleric instead?
Are we allowed to award inspiration?
Award inspiration. I was just thinking that.
Is that a thing? Audience, should we do that? Meanwhile, Montana, why don't you respond to this threat from your enemy?
Okay, can you hear me at all? Okay,
Yep.
is my mic working now?
Yep, the floor is yours.
Awesome. I feel like the puny cleric will be crushed because you should never underestimate the power of nature. I think I have an advantage in this field.
I can see that. Alrighty then. Are you ready to drop down to the arena?
Let's go.
All
right, let's teleport both Montana and Virtue down to the arena, and let's get it on.
To Discord, gentlemen.
Oh, goodness, Brandon. I am excited for this match. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what to make of this, but it sounds like Matthew Waldo says, no inspiration in Class of Classes. I don't know, man. That cosplay was 10 out of 10, according to Archfey here. So definitely is great. So the battle is going to be pretty interesting today. I like the idea of the teleportation. I think that that's really going to help with mobility, something both the cleric and the paladin lack significantly. So let's talk a little bit about Virtue. Now I saw him on his knees praying in the backstage before we entered our studio here. I'm concerned for him.
For him or for the paladin?
Yeah. No, I'm concerned for Virtue.
I
think that in order to defeat the Oath of the Ancients, he might have to go against his decree. Because I don't think Montana is going to hold back at all. And I think that's going to be a problem. It looks like they're starting out about 110 feet away. That's a pretty good mile distance within spell striking distance, which is exciting. Don't forget to unmute Discord. Welcome, Thorgard, who's watching from the stands. The crowd is going wild for tonight's battle. The smell of blood, sweat is in the air.
Oh, smells like copper.
So, do we want to talk a little bit about the mechanical setups of each of our players here, Gray?
Yes, please, we should.
So obviously, let's talk about the strengths of our paladin here. Oath of the Ancients definitely gives him some nice options. Aside from Smite, obviously, him being able to be heavily armored. Both of our contenders are wielding shields. I'm pretty sure Montana is made of a rare ironwood from the northern elven forest, which I think is pretty interesting. I heard that that's really hard to shape and mold, and it requires a special hand. I bet he probably commissioned Virtue to do it, since he is a Forge Domain cleric. It seems that we got some contenders in the audience getting into a bit of a scruffle. Thorgard and Rogmar. Seems they can't seem to stop screaming at each other, so that's exciting. Anyway, so what are some of the benefits to being an Oath of the Ancients and following the nature's path as a paladin?
It looks like you get a Channel Divinity, of course. But there's two variations. There's Nature's Wrath. That's the first one that you can get.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where spectral vines will like spring up out of the ground, and they can restrict a target that's within 10 feet of it that you can see.
Mm-hmm. That definitely comes with some strengths, I think, and some benefits. Being able to really manipulate the battlefield, considering the nature of the battlefield, I think that does give Montana the advantage with all the twisting vines and the trees. Maybe he will be blessed by nature and gain her boon this day. I guess we'll have to wait and see. What I think is interesting. Go ahead.
These players are level 5, right?
Yeah.
Level 5. That means it's Moonbeam and Misty Step.
So that's a really good thing to mention, because the power of the moon in the palm of his hand, he can, to my understanding, I think he can move that, which means he can chase the domain cleric around the battlefield with his magic. And that could be spell disaster for Virtue. I think to get the most out of that, he's going to have to fully utilize the teleportation mechanics.
He could, or speaking of which, hear me out on this one. Let's say Virtue's running from Montana, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's heading towards that portal. Montana readies an action, and the action that triggers is that right as he gets that portal, he moonbeams and prevents him from being able to use it.
Ooh, that's interesting. That is interesting. I definitely can see a bit of push for that. It looks like Virtue is off as the battle begins. He is charging right towards the center, not making any attempt to try to hide or stay hidden from his enemy. I'm interested to go ahead.
These trees are really thick vines. Is that
I think they're thick vines.
rough terrain?
It's hard to tell from up here in our dirigible overlooking the battlefield, but I think they're vines. Who knows if they have any ability to interact with the battle?
Dirigible?
Yeah, a hot air balloon, dude.
I thought
blimp.
I thought we were in the okay year blimp.
The okay year blimp. Oh, that is funny. That is funny. That is funny. The battle. Oh man, Nojna. Okay, I'm telling you what, man. Our audience members are going wild. The contenders are in there. They're threatening each other. This is great. It's a lot of drama going down. What is that? It looks like Virtue
Spiritual weapon.
has conjured an elemental weapon, a natural weapon. It seems to be floating on the battlefield. This definitely means that we have two enemies that have powers that can chase their targets. That's going to be interesting. They're like slow-moving homing missiles, which I think is really good. For those that don't know, the spiritual weapon allows you to create a spectral weapon that can move for the duration of up to a minute. And allows them to strike their enemy with force damage, a 1d4 plus their spellcasting modifier. It is brutal if you get pincered between this and the Cleric. So hopefully Montana keeps his cool and keeps his distance.
Says here on a hit, it's 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
What did I say?
1d4.
Well, listen here. I'm old. My memory's not going ever since that wizard used modify memory on me, all right? Correction. And it's non-concentration. That's going to be a big deal, which means it can't be broken just by striking your foe and disorienting them, which means it might last its whole duration.
It's an actual animated weapon. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I think that's really dope. I think Ian has really done a really great job ensuring that our arena is full of awesome. Rogmar. So I am really interested because I want to go back to a second for some of the mechanics of our class here. If you don't, for those of you that don't know, Montana studied with the elves and the druids and learned some pretty potent powers.
What's this Reaper of Baal?
So apparently there is an AoE effect in the area, Reaper of Baal, which casts Sanctuary. You ward a creature within range against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must make a wisdom saving throw. That's really interesting. Something on the battlefield is granting a blessing to the contenders. That is interesting. And
did Virtue place a hunting trap in front of him?
I think he did. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good strategy, especially if you're expecting your opponent to take a most direct route. Oh, I've lost sight of our Paladin. The Paladin is dashed over to the first teleportation orb. It doesn't look like he quite made it. Clearly, he's hoping that it'll probably try to sneak up right behind our buddy Virtue, which could be interesting.
That
I
would
think
have
the
been
wife is
said.
home.
It teleported him down to the lower right. I think in reality, Montana could just move forward 15 feet and then move back.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Justin, I lost you. Gilhelm, someone's familiar speaking. Justin, you're muted. We can't hear you.
How long have I been muted?
Oh, there you go. See how the timer says 30 seconds? You were muted for about a minute.
Oh, that's not good.
You're sitting here
All
talking
right,
to you.
so I'm really interested in the arena match here because it looks like the Reaper of Ball isn't just a boon. It appears to also be a weakness. Now I'm not going to pretend to understand the arcane arts. I've got little or my skills, merchantry and persuasion. I stay away from that stuff. But it looks to me that it appears to be trying to sap strength of allies who get too close to it. Anyways, let's go back to a minute for what are some of the strengths of the two characters. Now, as I mentioned before, Montana has spent a lot of time doing his study with druids and elves and stuff, which have led to him to become taking the Oath of the Ancients and blessing his weapons. Because he's a Dragonborn as well, he's got that breath weapon too that could be potentially a threat. I'm interested here to see if Montana does jump into this portal, because if he pops out where Virtue's at, that's going to be a real surprise moment for Virtue.
Face to face.
Oh,
or
look
Virtue
at.
could just drop caltrops.
Do you see Virtue is dropping caltraps around the orb? That is risky because now if he accidentally gets, as long as he avoids it, I guess, avoids any of the teleportations, that's going to be a nasty surprise if Montana does jump into the arena. Ooh, my water's a little.
Huh.
So let's.
This is a Polar Master Grant.
Okay, so let's talk about it. So part of the benefits that Montana earned is he trained with a passing adventurer on optimizing the polearm skills. So with the polearm mastery, it allows him to make an extra attack with his weapon, which can be just devastating to his enemies. Combine that with the fact that he took the polearm master feat, means when an enemy enters his range, he's able to reach out and counter their approach with his long weapon. That can be a serious game changer if Virtue is a melee heavy character. Now, this is my first time seeing Virtue in the arena, so I cannot attest to all of his capabilities. But according to the diagnostic sheet that we have from our arcane mages, he does have some potentially dangerous powers. What is going on here with these critters? The Reapers of Baal are wandering around the stage. I can just barely see them faintly. I definitely think it's going to try to catch him off guard. It looks like Montana did not fall for Virtue's trap and quickly changed his plan from jumping through the teleporter. You'll notice that the teleporter has been deactivated.
Oh, he missed. He stepped right in melee range.
Oh, no. That is going to be rough for Virtue.
Just pummel him. Just smack his ass.
He is making a thrust attack. Brandon, why don't you take a second to tell us a little bit about the polearm feat?
You're talking about Polar Master, right?
Yes, so polearm master feat definitely combined with the polearm. Yeah, he doesn't have the sentinel feat. I don't think.
You can make an opponent's action to make a melee attack with the opposite end of the weapon. So if he misses with the point, he can come up and smack him with the back of it.
Yeah, it looks like Montana proves to his foe that foe with an well executed, unstoppable thrust, and delivers a devastating blow. I'm pretty sure I can hear the squeals of pain coming up from Virtue as it kinks through his armor. I'm pretty sure I just saw a chip of his shield come off as he tries to deflect some of it, and unfortunately does not succeed. There is some concerns.
One,
Ooh,
two,
man, did you see that?
three,
He
4.
almost got him right in a slit of his eye. Did you see that? Part of that spear. It could be pretty dangerous getting into that slit there. He's got that full armored helmet, but it may not help him. Oh, look at that. With a roundhouse with the blunt end of his spear, and he nearly cold cocks Virtue, forcing a Constitution save.
Yeah. Huh. You know, the helmet can protect you all you want to, but the moment the arrow goes to that slit, that's kind of
Yeah, definitely going to be a problem.
Was that a meme? It's like, oh, my AC is 24. Good luck. And the next picture is an arrow through his face.
I feel like I've seen that in some other stuff. I
Okay,
definitely
so-
agree. One of the fans is shouting from the stands. He definitely lost some teeth in that assault. I do like the fact that Montana is retreating and keeping his distance. That's super important.
Why
to,
did he get 4 attacks with the spear?
I don't think he got 4. I think technically he got 3. 2 for extra attack and 1 for the bonus.
Op attack. Montana is stating that there's an op attack because I don't think he actually disengaged.
No, he didn't. So that means he leaves himself open for Virtue to try to swat him.
Yeah, try.
He tried to bash him with his shield. Is that the only weapon our cleric is wielding on the battlefield? That can't be true. I know I see his holy symbol in his other hand. What is this madness?
1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 4 weapons in his inventory. And he has nets. He's got nets.
Get necked. We've seen how effective those can be throughout more than one battle.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, even with his attempt of a shield bash onto Montana, Montana is able to counter and parry with his weapon and redirect the blow. Unfortunately, Virtue Virtue did take his notoriously lucky. I don't know how much you know about this, but it allows him to really twist twist the chance in his favor. And unfortunately, it's not done pretty well. He's already consumed a couple of his points to re-roll checks to stay in the game. But it's not too late. I think if you were Virtue right now, what?
Game master.
Oh no! I have seen this power before. The forge,
Heat
the
metal.
part of being a forge is melting metal. Montana is coated in steel, and all the way up here, he is glowing like the sun from the heat metal spell. He has to be searing on the inside. Virtue is going to cook Montana.
He's gonna well, wait, what color ancestry is Montana?
What? Blue, which is lightning.
Lightning. Yeah, he's gonna get cooked, so that's a shame.
That is a problem. This is definitely going to be a rough.
Toll the
And he
dead.
follows up with Toll of the Dead.
Ow. Ow. Oh
He's gonna
god.
roast him like a steak. He's gonna cook him.
Smells like lizard and alligator tonight.
Oh shit.
This is
1d8 plus 1d12.
Oh.
That's blue. He did a maximum damage on that roll.
ouch. That is brutal. The toll of the hand is you see a creepy hand with a tiny little bell ring next to Montana's ear. You can see him kind of shaking his head a little bit.
Oh.
This is really interesting. So typically casting spells requires a little more oomph. So I'm curious as to how Virtue was able to cast Toll of the Dead and Heat Metal.
Virtue saying he didn't.
Oh, it must have been an accident. Okay, that's good. Maybe we'll.
That's a shame because Toll the Dead did a lot.
Ah, okay. So the player misidentified one of the spells as a bonus action, which you still couldn't do unless it's well, it is a cantrip. So I got
Oh.
you. Anyway, so it looks like Montana is cooking up here. I can smell the barbecue. That's definitely a concern.
You ever have
I don't
Gator?
look. What's that?
You ever have Gator?
I have.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I
Lisa
actually
bought
haven't.
me some. Lisa bought me some a big giant set of jerky that comes with like
Oh, that's right. I remember
elk
that.
and kangaroo and gator and all kinds of stuff. I think I only got like 5 or 6 left, but it was expensive. It was a big one. It was a nice Christmas gift. I love jerky. All right, so I want to take a moment to talk about the spells that Virtue is carrying because I think that this is important in this aspect because he's rocking Words of Radiance, Toll the Dead, Sacred Fame, and Thaumaturgy. But what really interests me is he's carrying Searing Smite. Which gives him some good melee offensive capabilities, along with inflict wounds and healing word. But the thing that interests me the most is the fact that he has not moved his spiritual weapon, has he?
Uh, he's moved it once or twice, but it's staying in the center. He's not moving it out towards the thing. I think he's using it as a method to keep Montana from cutting through the middle.
I see. That's definitely a way to do it, blocking off his escape if he wants, but I definitely think that should be closing in. It is worth noting that what is this? The Reaper of Baal has appeared on the battlefield. This is definitely going to be a problem. Aura of Murder. I don't
Word
even know
of-
what that is, but it sounds awesome.
Word of Radiance. You utter a divine word, and burning radiance erupt from you. Each creature of your choice that you can see within range must succeed on a con save or take 1d6 radiant damage. Huh. Never seen that spell before. Neat.
Oh man, Montana is being brutally assaulted by this Reaper of Baal, this Guardian of the Forest. I definitely think that it's an unfortunate surprise when you have stealthed enemies, but you got to do what you got to do to try to escape. He's now in the clutches of this creature. Montana does attempt to counteract as the creature appears within his range with his Pole Master Op Attack. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it lands. The creature just kind of twists, and the blade or the spear catches nothing but cape, which is certainly a problem.
So what is this Reaper of Baal? Is this like an assassin that just got thrown into the field?
It definitely seems like it's a ghostly assassin that protects the area, I think, which is definitely something to.
You don't like them fighting there.
No, he doesn't. It's his territory.
It's like, you're using my fucking teleporters. Get the hell out of here.
I'm gonna stab you. He does come in with a dagger out from underneath his cloak with a quick thrust. Montana's defensive shield catches the blow and he parries it off to the side. Montana reaches out, channeling energy of the silvery beam and pale light that shines down from the heavens in a 5-foot radius, 40-foot cylinder centered on a point right on top of Virtue. This is a problem for Virtue because the moonbeam can be controlled. These ghostly flames can be controlled by the caster, and he can move it and chase down Virtue. And it imposes a Constitution save against the Sanctuary effect.
How far can he move? 60 feet in any direction.
Yes, that's a lot. That's more than more than most movements of most creatures.
No, I think only the rogue with uncanny dodge can get away from that.
Yeah, well, I would say a monk probably could too with Step of the Wind and dashing.
Monks.
I think most of them could get at least to the edge with dashing too. But that's
Technically,
certainly not.
Tabaxi could too.
That's true. Yeah, Tabaxi get some big bonuses. So touching back on the studies of Montana as he is just surprising us. His oath to the ancients and the bound to the moon goddess grants him the power of the moon in the palm of his hands, and I think that that's going to be one of his greatest strengths right now. Oh, it looks like the Reaper is delivering another assault with his daggers. He's
It's
swishing
gonna hit
in and
him.
out of battle, trading blows with Montana. Montana has to get away. Of course, if he doesn't take the disengage action and retreat strategically, the thing is
Get
going
that
to
up.
get another attack.
And unfortunately, Montana only has a 16 of AC. Or an 8. Yeah, an AC of 16.
That's not super great.
Yeah, that's actually the lowest I've ever seen a Paladin wearing, especially at level 5.
Yeah, it is good for him though. He does have the being a paladin, he has the aspects of divine healing. So there are a few things he can do with that, whether it's lay on hands, looking at his spell list that he had prepared for us, including things like cure wounds, which is great. I am surprised he hasn't used Shield of Faith yet to boost that AC because he's really going to need it, especially with that Reaper of Ball standing on top of him. Honestly, at this point, I think the risk is worth it to just dash and try to get into one of the teleporters to put some distance and then manipulate the moonbeam to chase down Virtue and just keep his distance. Honestly, that's what I would do. I've seen strategies similar in the past, and I think that that's probably one of the better for him.
How long does Moonbeam last for?
Give me 1 second as I pull up the spell here. It lasts for 1 minute, up to 1 minute with concentration, so long as the concentration's not broken.
All right, I was gonna say because he's used both of his second level spell slots, so that's
definitely going to be rough on him then.
what's that for that. He still has all 4 of his first levels, so that's good.
Yep, that's smite fuel right there. The concentration was broken, unfortunately, by the strike, and Montana's moonbeam is no longer chasing down Virtue. What a shame, because that was a potent advantage that he had gained, although for a limited time.
That was an ace in the hole. That could have helped a lot.
Yep.
That's a shame.
I can still hear the shouting of our creature or our contenders from other matches previously, shouting from the audience, and it's a little bit distracting. You can see all the peasants trying to listen with one ear, but keep their head turned so they don't get their brain smashed in by one of our contenders. I think it's a great opportunity to introduce you to today's sponsor. That is us here at the Crit Academy.
I was about to say, wait, we got a sponsor?
We do.
Oh, it's us. Okay.
So we got a new book coming out on May 13th called Extraordinary Expeditions. Look at that beautiful, nice hardcover. It's gorgeous. It is 10 wonderful adventures with a classic style for levels 1 through 10 that are built on a flexible framework, so you can easily toss them into any of your stories and campaigns. This was a wonderful Kickstarter that all of our fans supported, so thank you. We really want this to be a success, so if you're interested, come and pick it up on May 13th at our website or on DriveThruRPG.
It's totally not
All
selling
right.
out.
What's that?
It's totally not selling out.
Well, we're working. I mean, it takes a lot of work to make that stuff. Like a lot.
Yeah,
you know what I forgot, dude?
You guys put a lot of work in that book.
I totally forgot this. Metal music, and I forgot.
Music?
Isn't that a shame? All right. It does look Virtue does try to get some distance and take a healing potion as he dashes into cover. But he better be careful. There's no telling if there's another Reaper of Ball in the general vicinity.
Ooh.
We'll see what happens. The potioning of healing wasn't as effective as he would have liked, but it's enough to kind of bring him up a little bit. I can see him taking a deep breath as some of the struggle of the battle and the worn injuries begin to kind of stitch up and return a little bit of vitality to him.
I tell you what, if Montana plays it right, because that upper right portal's active again, if he can teleport
Yes.
to the bottom left, he has an upper hand on.
That is an
Virtue.
absolute excellent point.
And he still has 25 points of lay on hand, so he can boost himself straight back up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do it.
Thanks for the huge shout out. Drew and Dragon says this stuff is also so much work for Oz. Let's go show that it is worth it, peeps. Yes, thank you for the support. Appreciate it. It is a lot of work. Archfey asks, can we sell out on our own stuff? I don't think so. All right, so
the Reaper of Baal has revealed himself to Virtue.
Oh no.
Ooh. 2d20. What's that about?
Where'd it go?
Constitution save.
That is interesting.
I'm not sure what's happening.
I think the Reapers of Baal are taking an aggressive stance on the battlefield. And one seems to be engaged with Virtue at the moment. Rogmar is shouting down there. You hear him? He is definitely bragging as Rogmar shouts, "Come on, I've ended my match within minutes." Complete opposite of Thorgard's match against the Druid. Ouch. That is a brutal bit of truth for those that had to sit through that horrible display of cowardice.
Is that Rogmar the sorcerer who did hold person and just blew up his opponent?
Yes. It looks like Montana is readying himself. He's kind of taken survey of the threats. He seems to have lost the Reaper of Baal, which could cause him some problems, but he'll have to make decisions best he can. It does appear to be touching himself vigorously. I can see the swarm of green energy encircling his hands, and the small little rose petals that are catching in the wind as he restores health to himself with his lay on hands. The goddess, the deity of nature, has blessed Montana this day.
Ooh.
I'm really interested to see if he does try to duck into that portal or not. I don't think he really would. I don't think he would if he has no actions or he hasn't finished recovering himself.
Yeah.
Man, the fight is really going down in the stands today. I can hear Thorgard shouting back. He seems to be recalling his battle with the barbarian and the teleporter. So definitely one we were all excited to see. I guess they can't all be winners.
Am I so little that the goblins and the blimp make wise tales of me from above? Have them come stand before me and speak this dribble. That sounds like a challenge.
That's exactly what that was. Challenge accepted. Oh, man. So Montana has jumped into the teleporter with a flash of radiant light. He has quickly closed the gap by teleporting over within 20 feet, 25 feet of Virtue. So not only is Virtue now surrounded by the Reaper of Baal, but he's got Montana's spear on his ass.
Oh, that's so good.
Is it really, though?
I just like where it's going.
Okay, then.
Between you and
Whatever
me,
you say.
Between you and me, I got a platinum on the Paladin, so this is kind of worrisome.
How is the music in the background? Is that too loud for you guys in the audience?
For me, it's just right. Like it is the perfect amount of volume. It does lag out sometimes though.
It's not that. It's looping, and there's a fade at the end.
Aha. Oh shit! I forgot about the storm.
Yeah, it's slowly closing in for those that you don't know. So all of our arenas are equipped with a chaos storm that slowly and shrinks the battlefield. In it, the creatures not only take a little bit of damage, but also suffer the effects of the slow effect. It can definitely be devastating to somebody caught in it, but sometimes it can be advantageous.
Oh my god! What if the storm encapsulates the outer 4 teleporters, and one of the opponents throws the other into the center teleporter?
That is interesting. That's definitely a good strategy and a clever use of the environment. I'm excited to see if any of our warriors come up with that.
Someone will be dead before that.
Definitely true.
So what is going on? What's the holdup here?
I think that Montana is trying to determine what to do.
Well, he did an action. He moved. What bonus actions do you have?
I was going to say, technically get the bonus action, but I don't think Paladins have much in the way of bonus actions, so... I would like to kind of go back in and say our Clash of Classes is replayed on Virtual Tabletop Program Foundry. It's hands down one of my personal favorites. We're not sponsored by them or anything like that. But I think that what this cool tool can do is absolutely amazing, and we've barely scratched the surface.
Are all paladins this indecisive? Says Rogmar.
Oh, Rogmar.
Anyway.
I guess that's one of the benefits of, planning out your power and your spells ahead of time.
Oh, right there. One bonus action. First level spell and Snaring Strike.
There it is. That is part of being a paladin of the ancient Oaths of Ancients. So for those of you who don't know, it looks like a blast of thorns and vines have appeared, twisting out around Virtue and the Reaper of Ball, which restrains its target. That's unfortunate.
Oh, turn on dead.
Virtue flashes his holy symbol at the Reaper of Ball in hopes of sending it running in fear or being vaporized by its radiant holy energy.
It is unfortunately a human.
That is unfortunate. There's no way for him to know that, hidden underneath the cloak.
That's right.
I do find it interesting. Virtue is now restrained right alongside the Reaper. So even if he would have ran, I think he wouldn't have been able to with Turn Undead because he could have been restrained.
So I'm looking at the spell book for the Reapers. It's
oh yeah,
they got some stuff. They got Sanctuary, of course. We've seen that. They've got Disguise Self, the Charm Person.
That could be interesting. I mean, I don't know how you would benefit from it other than not attacking the character, not attacking the Reapers down there. But the Reapers can be reasoned with, apparently.
Features Aura of Murder. What the hell is that?
That sounds like death to anyone that gets too close, is what that sounds like to me.
I gotta check that one.
All right, so I am starting to get a little concerned for Virtue. He continues to leave his powerful advantage of the spirit weapon just sitting up there. I think he really needs to leverage that in order to take on Montana. As long as Virtue is deadlocked with the Reaper of Ball, Montana just has to wait. And I don't hate him for that. That's a very good strategy at this point in the battle. What I'm surprised we haven't seen from Virtue yet is the fact that he has access to the the hold person spell, which I think could really lock down his opponent.
Oh, that hurts. Aura of Murder. As long as the Reaper is not incapacitated, hostile creatures within 5 feet of it gain vulnerability to piercing damage unless they have resistance or immunity to such damage.
Ooh, that is brutal.
And it's sitting there
That
using
is
dagger
brutal.
going stab, stab, stab.
That's all they'd be doing. I think I'd argue that's worse than sneak attack at this level. It looks like Montana is not going to hang back. He dusts off his boots. He charges in right up behind the Reaper of Ball. That is interesting.
Could you imagine if Montana shouted to Virtue and said, "Hey, let's team up for a minute"?
And take this bitch out. I definitely can totally see that. But then would you trust him? Because that would be where the Paladin would backstab you. Oh, he is hitting them both as he opens up his maw. Crackling blue energy bursts from Montana's mighty jaws and captures both the Reaper and Virtue in a single loosed blast of lightning. Ouch. That is painful. And it looks like Virtue is oh man, that is rough.
Montana's a walking taser.
Definitely brutal. Definitely a good combination. I think what he did there was really well. Though I think he could have got away without getting too close just by moving to the side. So if I remember my draconic ancestry well, that should be a line blast with a pretty decent range. If I recall, it's got to be at least 60 feet, right?
Probably blue dragon or breath weapon.
It's a 5-foot line, right?
I can't remember much. Let's see, blue dragon, lightning, 5 by 30 feet line.
I definitely can see that.
Damn.
I'm really concerned for that was a good move by Montana, I have to be honest.
Hold on. Bonus attack.
I think that that was a good strategy, but I think he made a mistake by rushing in like that. To be in all honesty, he could have kept his distance and continued to let the Reaper of Ball to tear into Virtue. Once again, Virtue is still leaving his weapon just. Oh, they gotta. There is. Montana is still cooking in his armor, so they are trying to calculate the damage that is being done by the fact heat metal was cast upon Montana. I can hear his bellowing roars of agony as his flesh and as his scales are being seared. His armor is literally going to be, the image of his armor is going to be seared into his chest. So he's just going to get smaller scales.
Yes, he's got smoke pouring off of him like a jeep traveling across the Mojave Desert.
It's definitely smelling like a barbecue, that's for sure. Oh man, that Chaos Storm. What's that?
I don't know if you noticed this, but the Reaper to the north is starting to move to the south.
I saw that. I imagine his buddy is signaled. Oh,
they're gonna tag team Virtue. He's not being careful enough.
Oh no! He might run right into it. Oh no! So Virtue does try to dance around. Montana is left alone with the Reaper. He's hurting from the fact that he is melting from the outside. The problem with being almighty and powerful and heavy armor is you can't take it off. And I don't know that there's a way for Montana to overcome that. I think in order to claim this victory, Virtue just has to run away and survive and let heat metal do its damage.
Could you extinguish heat metal with water?
I would certainly allow that.
Because isn't he next to a pond?
He is. I think is that a pond or is that a? No, that's just a forest there. I don't see any water anywhere
I don't
on the
know.
battlefield.
I can't tell.
It looks
because-
blue because of the glowing orbs, but it's definitely just forest. There's no water, and I don't know if there's anything if Montana is carrying anything in his equipment. The Reaper of Ball is about to deliver a blow. Will it be the end of Montana?
Montana's down.
Montana drops to the ground as his soft, gooey corpse is pierced repeatedly with a precise twist. The Reaper of Ball shreds its tips or slashes its tips of weapons into poor Montana. The precise movements plunge his weapons into vital spots, leaving Montana a twitching mass of gook.
Once again, one of our opponents has been felled by a lair creature.
That is it for Clash of Classes Match 10. The Cleric versus the Paladin. Let's bring them in and see what they got to say. We'll bring in our boy Ian first. All right, welcome to the battle, Ian. What a match it was.
It was.
Why don't you give us a quick overview before we bring our players in? What went well? What went wrong?
Yep.
Ian.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, that's the
Fantastic.
wrong button.
Fantastic map.
Thank you. And that was the part where I mentioned the secondary feature of the glowing orbs. The Reapers could not step inside the aura.
Oh,
that is interesting.
we thought they started attacking because they were using the orbs.
Yeah. It's hard to tell with the alien mind. So that's really good.
So when somebody shut them down, they were able to then move into the area, which is why one of them did not attack Christian earlier.
Yes.
But
yeah.
But yeah, the heat metal had a huge effect. That caused a lot of damage, and there was a few times I had to backpedal, and I was like, "Whoa, you can't do that." But
Yep.
other than that,
And that's okay. I think it went really well.
We also saw Aura of Murder. I was like, "What is that?" And we looked that up. I was like, "That's just not fair."
Did you
I
make
did
up
not use
the
that.
Reapers?
I did not use the Aura of Murder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And for
all right, we were like, "Damn, that's brutal."
Yeah, and for the audience to know, the Reapers of the Ball had the Aura of Murder, which I didn't use. And basically what that meant was any hostile creature within 5 feet of it would gain vulnerability to piercing damage. Which would have been too ridiculous.
For sure. All right, let's bring in our contenders.
Yep.
It looks like the kobolds are dragging up the remains of Montana to have raise cast on him to bring him into the match.
Yep.
Except for he disappeared out of the chat, so I guess they don't have the material components to cast raise. So I guess we'll just have to hear from Virtue.
Oh, yep. Okay. Yeah, Christian is messing me. He has family stuff to take care of right now, so.
Okay. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be rezzed after that embarrassing match as well.
I won't go that far.
I'm kidding. All right, let's bring in our champion. Virtue, you're out there. Looks like the teleportation's bringing him up right now. Virtue, how did it go? What went well? What went wrong? What's going through your mind right now?
I fought valiantly thine opponent. You cometh at me with all thy eager force and all thine inequities, and yet thou could not stand up against virtue. Of course it went well. I have the Divine One on my side. On my own I am but not of any significance. But unto thee I give my all.
Somebody snip that because that was awesome. The first intro too.
Yep.
All right. So definitely, this was definitely an interesting match. The heat metal was a very clever move. You knew the Paladin couldn't remove the equipment.
Yep.
I have to ask Virtue, why did you choose not to do anything with your spirit weapon?
Oh, that's because when you use heat metal, that's a bonus action to use it, to activate it.
Oh, so you could only do one or the other, right?
Yep.
I had planned on setting it up in strategic positioning. I had thought that once
Yeah.
thine had charged and cometh forth, I'd cut off both options and perhaps throw in any extra tranquilities to thine enemy, and yet it was not necessary. Thine metal and ghosts of thy evil spirit were enough.
Yeah,
I
I
told you that's why
wasn't.
he left that weapon there.
Yeah. I that was it was a great battle. I like the maneuverability. I like the way the arena was set up. I thought the contenders were really good. We had an interesting question. Or well, I was thinking this. Ian, if the paladin had poured a liquid over himself, say a healing potion, would you allow that to end the heat metal effect?
No,
Okay.
Was there
Because-
water on that map?
because the conditions for heat metal is very specific.
Okay. So, all right. I think that's it. Congratulations to our winner. Once again, Virtue taking the win. Well done, our Forge Domain Cleric. I certainly was not. I was certainly caught off guard by the strategy you used. If you are interested in being a contender here on the Clash of Classes, there's a little sign up down here at rebrand.ly/clash sign up. Submit your details there, and you can come and join us. We'd love to have you. With that, do you guys have any other comments before we close out?
Good match, everyone.
Fare thee well, students.
If you like D&D and you want to hear us talk D&D, come and join us every Sunday on Crit Academy right here on this channel. We spend an hour talking new Dungeon Master ideas, concepts, inspirations, guidance. We do everything D&D. We provide you with inspiration, encounters, player tips, DM tips, all of it. Come and join us. I promise you'll have fun. We even interact with the audience when we feel like it, though I think Ian's kind of always on that train. All right. With that, let us close out. Keep your blades sharp and spells prepared, heroes.
Ba, ba, ba.